I'm excited to talk to you about this project, which was run by Professor Alice Moon, who's at Georgetown University. It's important to note that Professor Moon came up with the research idea and did the vast majority of the work on it. I'm just lucky enough to present the work to you. There's a lot of studies in this paper, 5 studies in the main paper, 5 additional studies in the appendix. I'm going to go through 3 of those studies. Like I said, there's a lot more in the paper. I hope you read it. This is the question that we try to answer. Can we present product choices in a way that makes people feel like their product is more customized? And I will walk you through what I mean by that. Let's first talk about customization and creation. People are more willing to pay for t-shirts they customized compared to ones that were mass-produced. And this is true customization, where people get to actually design a t-shirt. And this is the case even when this is mass customization. People also enjoy the process of customization. And work shows that the ability to customize gives people agency and thereby contributes to people's sense of control and identity. And the last study I would like to highlight here is the IKEA effect. Constructed objects with a determined outcome. For instance, if you're putting together an IKEA coffee table, ideally it always looks the same in the end. They have a higher perceived value when they were self-assembled. Now back to our question. How can we present product choices in a way that makes people feel like their product is more customized, even when the resulting outcome is predetermined in every way? Now, what do I mean by that? Imagine a situation where you have a warehouse that is filled with thousands of mugs. You only have 6 different designs, and of each of these 6 different designs that you see here on the screen, you have 1,000 or thousands. How can you sell these products to people while making them feel like this product is still in some way customized or specially made for them? Let me walk you through our studies. Now, it's important to note that the way that we set up these studies is that we generally have groups of people where one group sees one version and another group sees another version, and then we compare their responses. So from study 1, the first group, we call the choice group, are shown these 6 mugs, and they are asked to choose which one of the mugs they would like. Now, another group of people gets a slightly different version. They're also asked to choose a mug, but they are first told, this is your default mug, and they are shown this white mug. And keep in mind, we have a warehouse filled with thousands of mugs. White isn't one of them. And then they are told you can choose your mug by color and by picture. And then they get to see the same as the choice group. So first they see the white mug, and then they get to choose. And then we asked both groups, how much do you feel like this mug is customized for you? And I would argue that in fact it isn't actually customized for them. They get to choose from one of 6 mugs. And people are actually, when we ask them later, we did this in some studies, when we ask them, are you aware that there's only 6 different options? People are aware of this. And what we show is that if we first show this default mug, first show the white mug, people feel like they made a more customized choice. And then they feel like the mug is more customized for them than if we don't show that default mug first. So this establishes the effect. Study 2. Again, we have 2 different groups that we are comparing. We have a choice group, which is very similar to the previous choice group, except in this case, we ask people to buy a gift for a friend. So they end up choosing a mug for a friend. We've tried different instructions. We tried, like you can see here, for a friend or for yourself. We've tried lots of different materials, and I'll show some of them at the end of this talk. We get the same results. Okay, so again, choice group is very similar. Choose one of these 6 mugs. But the second group, different group of people, is a multi-stage choice group. They first get to choose the color for the mug. And keep in mind, we don't have these 3 mugs. They get to choose the color first. Now imagine they choose the purple one. And then they get to choose a design for the mug. Okay? Then we ask both groups, how much do you feel like this mug is customized for you? Just like we did in study 1. Again, it isn't actually customized. There's only 6 different mugs. But when people go through this process, as you can see, they feel like the mug is more customized for them. And the last study that I want to talk about in detail. We combined study 1 and study 2. So what we have is 4 different groups. We call them conditions. 4 different groups of people. One group got the choice, same as in study 1 and study 2. They get to see the 6 options immediately, and they get to make a choice. Then there's a group which saw the default first. So first see a white mug, and then choose color and a picture. And we have a multi-stage group, same as in study 2, where they first choose a color, and then choose a picture. And they have the optimized group. They first get to see a white mug, then they choose a color, then they choose a picture. We again ask about perceived customization. To what extent do people feel like this is customized for them? And we also test a possible mechanism where we ask people, to what extent do you agree with this, that you designed this yourself? How much do you feel like you designed this mug yourself? From not at all to extremely. Okay, so just show you the optimized condition. Again, this is about buying a gift for a friend. Your friend likes Disney characters. You decide to get your friend a mug. The store you go to has a default mug for which you can choose which you can change the color and picture on the mug. So they get to see this white mug first, the default. Then they go through the multi-stage where they first choose a color and then choose a picture. And in our results, we show that we replicate the earlier findings where a default and multi-stage, people feel the product is more customized for them than in the choice condition. But in the optimized condition, people feel like the product is even more customized for them. So we can apparently stack these to get a stronger effect. And when we asked about to what extent do you feel like you designed this, the results look very similar to what I just showed you. People do indeed feel like they designed it more if they go through a stepwise process. Now we threw this into a mediation analysis. These are a little bit hard to interpret, but what it does seem to be the case is that people feel like they designed the product themselves, and that can lead to perceived customization. It's not a full mediation, it's a partial mediation. So it's not the whole story, but it looks like there's something there. Now, it's obviously important that this is a robust effect. We replicated this with lots of different things. Not just with mugs, but also with exercise plans. People could choose a fitness goal, either strength and flexibility or cardio and toning, and a training type, either self-training or group and fitness class. We find the same effect. And keep in mind, this is a two choices. With the mug, there's 3 colors and 2 designs. Here's 2 and 2. We did this with gift mugs, as you have seen. We also did this with shampoos. People choose a scent, Japanese cherry blossom, or French lavender and honey, or cucumber and melon. And the type of shampoo, which is moisturizing or volumizing. We try this with sandwiches, consumable goods. People choose a protein, chicken, steak, or vegetable, and a sauce, either sweet chipotle or spicy southwest. Again, I've told you already, different types of instructions as well. Do you buy this for yourself? Do you buy this for someone else? We find the same results every time. Now here's where it gets very, very interesting for me. We try this with t-shirts as well. Now, similarly to the mugs example, where people have to make expressive choices, color and picture, we did this with t-shirts as well. But a different group of people got to make descriptive choices. What do I mean by that? They got to choose the size and whether it's for a man or a woman. Now, these choices about size, are you going to get a small, medium, or large, are obviously not expressive choices. These are just descriptive. And what we find is that when people go through this descriptive choice process, we don't see the effect. So there really is something about these expressive choices that make people feel like the product is customized for them. There is a lot more in the paper. I hope you read it. A lot more analyses as well, and a lot more theory behind it, obviously. That's the talk. Thank you so much for attending. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My email address is on the screen. And again, I want to point out this work was together with Professor Alice Moon. Thank you so much for your attention.